Okay, I'm on just a few minutes early, just getting on here to pin some comments. So once you come on, just let me know where you're joining from, and then we'll get started in a little bit. Hello. As you hop on, let me know where you're joining from, and I will bring Kris on as soon as she pops on. And for those of us just joining us, we are doing an acrylic bending tutorial, and then we're going to just chat about what Craft Closet has to offer.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm excited.
I am too. Let me figure out how this split screen thing goes.
All right.
All right.
All right. We got Keisha from South Carolina. We got a couple other people. As we're getting set up, we'll give them a couple minutes and then we can get started.
All right. That sounds perfect. How are you? This is our first time meeting in person.
No, it's fun. I've actually got
fun.
a whole bunch of my, I got a whole bunch of materials to show off once everyone gets on here. All of the Craft Closet goodies that I pulled. So
I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm at my house instead of the warehouse, and so I don't have a lot of things here that aren't pieces because I do a lot of my crafting here.
It looks like I accidentally stacked them under where I put my phone holder, so I'm gonna grab them out of there right now before we get too far along, and that way I won't have to like move myself around. Okay, I'll give everyone a couple minutes to hop on, but for those of you who haven't ordered from Craft Closet before, there are so many goodies, and what I just ordered most recently is their finished wood, and look how pretty that is.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
I'm not sure how to say it. It's the one that starts with an S.
I'm not sure either. It's either Sapel or Sapelli. It depends on where you live.
It is gorgeous. And so there's even a couple glue spots for me like putting everything together, and they just peel right off because it's finished already. So I'm so excited. That's going to be used for when I take my product photos. I'm going to use that as a backer. And then is this one, I got this in my sample box. Is this one of the flex ones? Or
no, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, that's our crocodile faux leather.
Gotcha.
And
it feels,
it's laser safe.
Feels so nice. And I am going to have to find something really cool to make out of it.
I love it. I made a book cover out of it, and it was gorgeous.
That's really cool. And then this one is one of the, is it the metallic, or I'm not sure what I would call this finish, but it is so pretty. It's like a color shift.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that would be one of our color board effects. The effects kind of like they shift color, or they do all kinds of weird things. Glow in the dark or whatever. I think
I'm going to use that for another one of my dragons, or maybe like a snake, like traditional project.
Your dragon's my very favorite thing ever. I know I say that. I say that about all of your things, but I love that dragon.
That's me with my stack of Craft Closet supplies that I'm like hoarding and haven't cut into yet. For anybody on here that doesn't know, there are two colorboard expression lines, right? It's me and Kris, the creative. And you've done acrylic most recently, which are so cool. And I'm so excited. And I just have to show them off before we jump into our demo, as everyone's coming on here.
Yes.
And then the color boards are the MDF with the prints on them. And you have so many more than just like in the collection that I have with you all, but those are what I'm showing off.
We really love your collection. Anytime you send us something, I'm always so excited to put it on.
I still have this one that I want to do some kind of like plant theme project with. They're so fun. I don't know if anyone in the comments has used them before. They're just absolutely wonderful. And as well, I think those are really fun for earrings. This is my like pastel ghosts that I haven't cut yet because I'm waiting for a special project. But even like other than, you know, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. I use your MDF for everything.
Oh,
so
I love that.
Is the 1/4-inch MDF that is great for shaping. It cuts beautifully. I'm just obsessed with all of your materials. So
thank you so much. We love all of your designs, which everybody probably knows because I'm always making them.
All right. Well, I think we've given everybody a little bit of time to hop on. If you want to go ahead and get started, we can. And then we can field some questions after the demonstration if anyone has any questions about Craft Closet or what you all offer.
Okay, that sounds great. So we're going to talk about bending acrylic today. And most of this is going to be me showing you stuff so you won't see my face, but I'm still here. But I'm not that technical, so I can't figure out how to do both at the same time.
I haven't quite figured that out either, so that'll be on my to-do list.
Right? So you can watch me make the projects. So bending acrylic, let's just get started with the basics. I know you know the basics about acrylic. There's two different types, the extruded acrylic and the cast acrylic, and they're both fine to use on a laser. They're both fine to use for things. They just are different. One's not necessarily better than the other. The extruded acrylic, it engraves really nicely if you're going to engrave. It's also all mirror acrylic, and a lot of specialty acrylics are extruded. That's just the way they're made. So when you use some specialty acrylics and mirror acrylics, it's going to be extruded. Cast acrylic is made by, they put, I think they have glass, you've probably heard about all this from Melody, so I would probably, did you?
We talked about it a little bit. We didn't go too in depth into that side of things, but
okay, because I don't want to cover what she already covered.
Well, and it's a different group of people too, so we're always willing to learn.
Well, they're just made differently. Extruded is obviously extruded. It comes out of a extruder, and the cast is laid between glass sheets and made into a flat sheet. Basically, that's the difference between how they're made. The difference between how we use them when bending acrylic is that they have different melting points. And also when you use them on the laser, you will notice sometimes if you use mirror acrylic, it sticks together after you cut it. And if you cut it and there's just a really sweet spot there that you need to find. But if you cut it too high, too fast, it'll stick together, and if you cut it back, and if you cut it too slow, it'll melt together. So you just got to get it right in between, because it's extruded acrylic. It actually cuts, but it will just melt back together. So with bending acrylic, that helps us with knowing, basically how long to heat it up. And
I've never tried it, and so when you did your live in the Craft Closet group, I was like, this is like so cool, and I need to give it a shot.
You've got to try it because it is like so easy. Okay, so I'm going to turn this around, if I can figure out how to turn my camera around. There we go. Make it I don't know, I can't really make it smaller and bigger on here, so
I can see.
Can you see my workspace pretty good? Okay, let me turn some lights better. It feels like it's kind of dark, but
it looks good on my
does
end,
it look
so you should.
good?
Yeah.
Okay. Just on mine, I can't tell. Okay. So today we're going to be talking about different ways to bend acrylic. And I made some examples here. First off, this is one of the things I just love. And I don't know if you can see this very well, but it's just an acrylic button, and it's flower. These are, so they start out like this. Just like, you just cut an acrylic flower, and I put the holes in it to make it a button, obviously. And then bend it, and you can make it into a button that's bended, or you can use this with jewelry. And something that I would use it for is if you know how to crochet, you could make things like this, and then instead of a regular button, you'd put on your acrylic button.
So cute.
And then you could, if you do know how to crochet, which I don't, this my daughter made this, you could sell these. People love to have cozies for their coffee mugs, and it would just really brighten it up. So let me show you that first. Actually, yeah, I'll show you that first. It's really easy. All you need is a heat gun, and then something to melt it over. And I just use things that I find around my house. And so this is just a glass. And okay, so this gets super hot. I like to tell everyone to wear gloves.
That's good to know.
Yeah, acrylic melts around 320 degrees, I believe. But these gloves, sometimes this plastic comes off on the acrylic once it's hot. So I also like to have just a cloth to grab the acrylic with. So this takes a minute, and it's going to be noisy. Okay. So the reason you need the gloves is because you actually have to hold it on there. The air from the heat gun makes it blow away. And I get pretty close. You don't have to get that close. I have the heat gun up to high. You can kind of play with it and see if it starts getting bendy. This one's starting to bend a bit. I'll heat it up a little more. Okay, so this is pretty hot to the touch, but now you can see how, can you see that, how it bends?
Oh, yeah.
What I really like to do, and this is really weird, but I like these paint trays, and you can just push the button down.
Oh my God. See, and that makes this so much, like, it's so accessible to everyone because you don't have to have things that you wouldn't normally have. Like, you can use a glass and a palette. That's awesome.
Exactly. And, oh, I'm going to take the glove off because it's just getting in the way, but you have to do this kind of fast. I don't know if I'm fast enough, but let me see. And then find something to just push it down with. And you hold it there for about 20 seconds. It doesn't take very long for acrylic to cool, but it needs to cool just a bit for it to hold its shape. Okay, and so there we have. Oh my gosh! Have a little button. Something else I'm just working on right now. It's actually, I wasn't going to show this because I'm being slow at working at it, but this is one of Samantha Doodle's designs that I cut into acrylic, and I'm bending the flowers. Oh my God! So that it's going to be a wall piece, but the flowers are going to stand out. And that is so beautiful. This is actually, oh my God, your design. Do you recognize it? I do, but I never even thought of like making it 3D like that. And all of the different acrylics, it is stunning. Oh, it's going to be cool once I get it done. I just work on it when I have time, and I'm so excited. I know, that's why I haven't shown you yet because it's taken me a while, but no, because now I have all these ideas running through my head. I want to do a dragon with like 3D wings. That would be so cool. Totally do that. Okay, so the buttons, they're so easy. once again, all you need is the acrylic cut into whatever shape you want. And this doesn't even have to be a button. It's like, I use the same process to do the flowers for the sign. You know, you just find something about the shape that you want to bend it over, heat it up and bend it over.
Oh my God. That just like opened up a whole world of possibilities in my mind. Like I know people have done it for jewelry and they've done some other things, but like I never even thought, oh my God. See, like I'm just getting so excited.
Now I'm so excited to see what you're going to make.
This is awesome. Oh my gosh.
So just speaking of jewelry, I made these today. These are out of our, we have dragon scale. Well, I call them dragon scales, but they're just scales.
That is so cool. Real quick, we had a question about what glue you're using on that flower frame to adhere everything together. Okay. Well done.
Yep. I use well done most of the time for all my acrylic. For the frame that I'm using this well done, my tube is really smashed, so I'm embarrassed. This one's the gel. You can get it on Amazon. It's just easier to work with. This liquid.
Making a note of that.
The liquid evaporates so freaking fast. Like you have to just put it right on, and then it's already sealed. So the gel, it lasts a little bit longer. You have a few more seconds.
I'm learning so much already because I got the well done from the last video I saw you use it in, and I haven't been brave enough to try it yet. So I did not know they had a gel. That is amazing.
Yes, I love the gel even more. Now let me just tell you, let me grab something. Hold on, sorry.
You're okay.
I'm talking about glue. So when you get the well done that's like this, if you get it from Amazon, it comes with this. You fill this up, and you have to make sure the lid's on really tight. And then, let me just find a project. I don't know what to show you on that I have just sitting here. Sorry.
That's okay. We're just excited.
So this is something that I was making for Laser Focus. I'm not going to show you the front of it because it's a surprise. You know, the Laser Focus magazine. I'm doing an article about shaker boxes, and that's what it is. Anyways, so when you do it, it takes a little practice to use this glue. Otherwise, it just gets all over everything. First of all, always wear gloves. It's kind of a toxic. It won't hurt you, but like, you shouldn't use it without gloves if you're pregnant or have some, I don't know. I always wear gloves.
Anyways. I'm so sensitive to everything that any glues. I just put gloves on.
And it really smells too. So you have to do it in a well ventilated place. But what you do is you hold the acrylics together, like if you're making something that's layered. And instead of running this along to glue the pieces on like this, hold it like this and just glue on the sides. It'll make a tight seal that's clear, and it won't show through your project.
That is like number one tip. I need to try that right away.
Because that's one thing I've learned, and it saved me so much with spots or something when I want a clear piece of acrylic on the front.
Yeah, because we actually just had some comments about hazing. So when you do it on the side, there wouldn't be the hazing because it would be on the edges.
No, exactly. And this glue doesn't usually haze for me, even on the front.
Okay.
But sometimes it will. You have to use it really sparingly. It's not really a glue. It's a what's an adhesive?
Yeah. And
I don't know. It's not really adhesive either. It's like it melts
it, right?
Yeah, it actually melts the acrylic. So you just want to use it right around the edges. You don't want to pour this on anything unless you're covering the whole spot.
Right. Now, do you find the gel, can you use it the same way, or is that applied more like a regular glue would be to like the bottom instead of the sides?
So you can use it the same way. You can, but usually, like if I'm stacking things, I'll usually just put it on the layers instead of the side, just because it's easier. But if I'm using clear, I will always just put it on the sides and hook the sides together. Otherwise, you have a problem. Another thing I found out is super glue on acrylic. I use super glue when I glue acrylic and wood together, but it hazes a lot. Like if you're gluing acrylic to acrylic, use Weld-On or something similar. I know Hobby Lobby has a similar thing that I've used before. I just get this because Amazon delivers it to my door, you know. But super glue, I really like to use it because it holds fast.
Yes.
But it will haze your acrylics, and it's really disappointing. Let me show you one thing.
See, I'm already learning so much, and we've only been chatting for like 10 minutes. This is why.
Good. So I made the St. Patrick's Day earrings, you know. And when I first made them, I just was in a hurry, so I used super glue to glue it. And you can you see that haziness?
Yeah, I've done that as well.
I hate when that happens. This is our 16th inch mirror acrylic, so it's just double-sided, but I wrecked it and had to start over because I just got the super glue on the top.
Now, do you use Weld-On on all acrylics, including mirror?
That is a really good question, because no, it doesn't work on mirror acrylic. That's why I was using super glue.
Gotcha.
But when you use super glue on mirror acrylic, don't just splash it on like I did. You need to really be careful. But no, because it adheres acrylic to acrylic, it only works on straight acrylics. It'll work on most specialty acrylics, and I haven't had a problem with it with any other acrylics, except for it does not work with gluing mirror acrylics to things.
Gotcha.
So
I knew there was like a couple like things that I had heard, but I wanted to confirm that I was remembering them correctly.
No, that was a really good question. And also, you can't glue the acrylic to wood with it. It is only acrylic to acrylic, because it's not really glue. It just melts the acrylic. And on mirror acrylic, it has that gray layer. And for some reason, that whatever that is, the paint or whatever, makes it so that the Weld-On doesn't work.
Okay. Well, that's really good to know.
So there's a lot of other glues out there, but for acrylic, I always just use this one. Okay, so I wasn't even planning on talking about glues.
I know, I'm sorry, I got us sidetracked.
No, but I'm glad you brought it up. So here's a fun thing that I decided, hey, I'm going to make this right before, like 10 minutes before this came on.
Oh my God.
I thought, I want to show you guys this, and I still have some of the masking on. It's not that great because I did it in a super hurry, because it was like, oh, I need to get on. No, I have to make this. But to do this, what I did was I actually heated this piece of acrylic. It was just a rectangle. I heated it up in my heat press so that it would all heat at the same time. And then just took a ruler and rolled this up, this side up, and then just bent this side down so that it makes like a card holder.
And that's not anything like crazy fancy, but like, you can do a pretty acrylic and make it pop, and that's so cool.
Yeah, and you could, and obviously this is not some of my best work, because I did it in like 2 minutes right before the show. And so if I was selling this, I would heat it up again with the heat gun and bend this out so that that it looked nice. But people, these are things that you could have at farmers market or whatever. Yes. People are always looking for just things to put cards on or whatever. You could even have your card sitting on something like that, and you can make it out of a scrap of your acrylic.
Kris, how long did you heat it, and what temperature did you use?
Okay, so let me see, I still have my heat press on. I heated it at 400 degrees, even though the melting point's at 320. But I kind of just wanted to get it heated fast, and I think I did it for about 20 seconds. why don't we, let me see if I can, I'm going to take
Ooh.
this and heat it in my heat press. And I think I'll do it for 30 seconds.
Okay.
So I'm going to heat that. I would turn the camera, but
Well, that's okay.
But you guys know my heat press is right over here. And I'm afraid I won't get back to the workspace if I turn it very well. So.
Nope. 30 seconds is we can be patient.
Oh no, I have it right here where I can see it, but
Perfect.
okay. So one thing, and I have this file, and I have a code for anybody that wants to make it. There's a code so you can get the file for free off of our website.
That is
And also
nice.
you can get this very simple but fun snake earrings file for free off our website. But you need to use the code. And it looks really random, but it's Glowforge Sign Makers Bending Acrylic. So GFSMBA.
Perfect. I will go ahead and put that in the chat and pin that.
Okay. Oh, it's probably been 30 seconds. So let me grab that. And this time I am going to wear the gloves.
Yes.
It's super hot. All right. So this just came right out of the heat press.
Oh,
see how
wow.
bendable it is? I don't know if I'm showing that very well.
You are. It looks like it's like almost like vinyl.
It is. It's like it's like sorry, it's super hot, but it's just so flexible.
Mm-hmm.
So this is part of the lotus flower candle holder.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. And basically just heat it up, and then you just put it in something you have at home that you want it to shape like.
Mm-hmm.
And you just let it sit there for at least 20 seconds, maybe a little longer. Now this one is a little bit smaller than what I actually want. So I'm going to pull it out a little bit before, and it's going to open up a little bit. So it's not going to end up exactly like that because I pulled it out before it was completely pulled off.
Still bent really nicely.
Yeah, it's still bent, but I also wanted it to open up so that
you can layer them.
Yeah. So then I'll put that on, and then let me show you this one with, well, I'm going to put this one in the e-press.
Sure. Do you cover it with parchment paper when you do that?
Yes. Okay, so I just use this. That's not English, sorry.
Oh, no, I saw the parchment side.
The culinary parchment from, I think, Costco. I like this one because it's like this freaking huge roll. And so I can use it for a long time. It's like 200 feet times 2, so 400 feet.
Wow.
Or something like that. Anyways, I always put one on the bottom and then one on the top. You don't want the acrylic to melt onto your heat press or anything. And I've never had that happen. I've never had it catch fire or anything like that. But if you left it in there long enough, I'm sure it would. All right, so this is the next piece to the flower, and you can see again how I can basically just smash it. It's like so bendable. I'm going to put that in there too. And so one thing I just want to stress is that just use things that you have at home. You can make like amazing stuff without having to spend money on machines and stuff. You know, I use cups like this. You can tell this is a crafting cup because it's like all dirty. But draping things over cups, putting things in bowls, everything like that just makes it so easy. Okay, so now we have, our the lotus flower that we're making now.
That's so cool.
So in the end, I made a little ring and glued that on, and then put a candle, and all of that's in, well, sorry, is in the file. And also, if you go onto craftcloset.com and go to resources, I actually have a written up tutorial on how to make this lotus flower, and it explains it step by step. So if you want to go to get the free file, and then you can follow the tutorial. I mean, you don't need to follow the tutorial because it's like so easy.
And
but
I'll make sure for anyone watching, when I post the replay afterwards, I'll put all the links in there as well.
Awesome.
That's
okay.
so cool.
I want to show you how to make those snake earrings too.
Okay.
Because, okay, so wait, if you guys make anything bended with acrylic, I want you to tag us at Craft Closet Supply so that I can see, because I think it's so fun. And once you start thinking about it, the sky's the limit. I mean, why not bend things, you know?
I mean, I've seen some people do like cuff bracelets and like all of these things, but I never even imagined all of the other projects you can do. And it's opening up so many doors. You can get a heat gun for $30 at Home Depot and then, you know, use your scraps to make.
I think you can get a heat gun for cheaper, I think.
Yeah, probably.
So, yeah, I've done the cuffs before. And if you want to see what they look like, we have the tutorial on dyeing acrylic, like coloring acrylic, on our website, and it shows you the cuffs on that. But they're so easy. What you do is you just cut it out. I wish I had one here, but I wasn't thinking of that.
Oh, that's okay.
You cut out a piece of acrylic, I don't know, about 6 inches, and round the edges. And then that's one thing I use this glass for, is you take that thin piece and just bend it over the glass, and then once it starts getting cool, I take it and put it in the middle of the glass, and that just seems to be the perfect for your wrist.
Oh.
And then you can squish it down in the glass, because this glass is tapered down farther to make it come closer together, or leave it up at the top.
You're just blowing my mind with all of these things.
Well, so everything's just done with household items, seriously.
That's
like
so cool.
My favorite thing is this glass, and I use it a lot. Okay, so this is a really fun thing too, and so easy. So normally, okay, so this is what the snake earrings look like before they're before they're folded. Normally I just heat these up with my heat gun, but since I have my heat press heated and it works faster, I'm going to use that. Actually, I'll do one with the heat press and one with the heat gun, I guess. No, I'll do both with the heat press. Sorry.
Okay, I'm just thinking how I need to get a heat press.
You don't actually need the heat press, it just makes it faster.
Oh yeah, I know a lot of people have been using them for like patches and things too, and I just
yeah. I use mine a lot for different things. It's fun to use it in a way it's not meant to be made. It's made to be used, I mean. I need to grab my gloves.
Yes. Note to everyone watching, the gloves are very important.
Yes, you don't want to burn yourself. Okay, so I have the snakes here, and you can tell they're really bendable. Which is so fun when you can bend acrylic like that. To make the snake earrings, all you need is a pencil. Whoops. And now remember, this comes out really hot, so you might not want to do it exactly like I am, because it's hot.
Wear 2 gloves.
Yeah. But, so just bend it around the pencil. Can you see that?
Yes.
Yeah. And you can just hold it there. And you hold it for about 20 seconds. And then you have the earring. Pencils are great because they make the swirly shapes, if you want swirly shapes. And then I just hook earring finding to it. I like these ones because you can just squeeze them on.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to put the rings on. And they look like this. I'm not an expert with jewelry, but these ones are
neat.
simple for me, and I love them so much because it's just like all you have to do is, well, I'll just show you because
pinch
it's
it.
not that hard. Yeah, so you just put it in the hole. Sorry, I'm a little
You're okay.
shaky. I'm just
I
going
get the
to
same
do it
way.
with my fingers at first. So I can pinch it with my fingers, but I also want to get a pair of small pliers. Can you see that?
Yep.
Sometimes I don't hold it in the camera. And
then you just squeeze it.
pinch it. Yeah, just. And then, I mean, now it's ready, you know.
That's awesome.
It was that simple, so then you make the other set.
I'm going to have to get some of those too.
I mean, it's like, okay, I really want to make something else out of this acrylic because it's like the dragon scales.
Mm-hmm. They're
Anyways,
so pretty. You did the I can't remember what they were called, but it was like the shiny, almost like pearly ones recently, and they were like a limited batch. I got the pink, purple, and yellow, and they are the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
Those I know which ones you're talking about. They are gorgeous.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I do actually have this piece.
Oh, that's pretty. That's really
trying to see how it shines. It is really pretty. Anyways,
I'm about to start building my cart again.
So, this one's hard now because yeah.
But that's good to know how
you guys know
quickly.
how easy it is. Yeah. So if you need swirly things, just use a pencil. You know, just make sure you have gloves on that are heat proof. Sometimes if I'm being lazy or don't have my gloves, I'll just take a rag. Use a rag to do it.
I'm pretty sure I got like a heat glove with my hair straightener, so I might be able to use that.
That's perfect. All right. I think I've shown you the basics. I could show you more, but that might just take up more time.
Honestly, Kris, this was the most informative like half hour of my life. So this is
okay. So do you have any? Well, just remember how easy things are, and if you can think about it, you can make it like those sign holders that you buy that are really tall. I don't know how to explain them. They're clear acrylic, and they have the bottom like this, but they stand up straight. And you put signs in them. You can make things like that easily.
I mean, you could even make that so you don't have to do slotted bases. You could make yourself like a little clear one out of just, there's so many possibilities.
Yes. Yeah. And you just start with something flat, and you can just make it into something 3D-ish. And I can't wait to see what you make, Samantha.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm already like, I have to slow myself down. I have to get all my 4-1 stuff done, and then I can play.
All right.
Oh, while I have you on here, though, I do want to show you what I did with the finished wood. Is I made my horse. This was my first test cut for this one, and so it's the same wood, but they were slightly different in terms of like the grain, and I'm just obsessed. So if you all are in the market for finished wood, Craft Closet has them now, and they're stunning, and I am never going to finish it myself ever again.
I'm going to turn it back to me now.
Yes, and if anyone on here has some questions, just put them in the chat box. We'll hang on for a little while longer and just talk all things Craft Closet. Here's the finished maple for anyone. Maple is my
Did you add anything to that engraver? Is that how it is?
This is exactly how it engraved. All I did was I wiped it with a rag. Like I have microfiber rags that I keep by the Glowforge, and I didn't do a single thing to it.
That's gorgeous.
It's changed like my whole life. I have
no. I noticed that when I made something to show off the different finished woods. It was kind of like a quilt wall hanging. You might have seen it. But it made it so easy. All you do is cut it out and put it together. You don't have to add the finish or anything. It was like, wow,
I cut out a couple pieces to make earrings with, and this is,
oh, I love that.
like, I sent Erin, I don't know if she's still on here, a picture of it, and she's like, oh my god, it looks like gold. So, like, they're just beautiful, and I'm working on these keychain files, and so it's backwards, but they're different, it's like grandmother and mother, for Mother's Day I'm doing a bundle.
Oh, is that why you asked what?
Yes. But there's no sanding required. Like, they came out absolutely perfect, and I'm just so excited about the possibilities. And so this is, I haven't cleaned this one yet, but that's the maple. But all I have to do is, like, I have something right here I can wipe it with. Oh my god, this is amazing.
I love it that I noticed that. Oh, wow,
you wouldn't even
believe
me.
Yeah.
What do I paint?
Oh, what's that?
We have a question. What kind of paint can you use on clear acrylic that doesn't scratch off? Do you have an answer to that?
I do have a few answers, but they're not easy answers. Most paint will scratch off because it sits on the top. If you want it to go inside, you need to use something permanent. And I hate to just refer you to a tutorial, but since I've already written it, there's a tutorial on coloring acrylic using markers that are, let's see, permanent markers, alcohol ink.
Okay.
That will actually go into the acrylic. Any like acrylic paint and stuff, that'll just scratch off. You actually have to get the dye into the acrylic. So if the person wants to read that, it's on our website under resources tutorials.
Great. And Keisha, the coupon code is for the lotus flower and the snake earring files, and I'm going to put them linked with the replay.
Okay, perfect.
So,
were you going to show something there?
I was just going to show the difference between the finished and the unfinished. So this is the finished maple, and this is the unfinished. So this hasn't been sealed or sanded or anything. Okay. But it makes it so much easier to just use the finished wood. But also, if you did want to like paint it or do something before finishing, it takes color really well as well. Wow. So I made these little Easter cuties, and this was just done with markers. So
you painted those. Wow,
I did.
I'm so impressed. I can't paint like that.
And then I've also got what I would use if I was doing like DIY kits is all your MDF, because they're just perfect and they cut wonderfully. And I just cut this out last night, and like it scored beautifully, and it's so easy to work with. So I am Team Craft Closet. I love everything you guys offer.
Well, thank you. We are your team too. We love everything you do. You're amazing.
All right. Does anyone else have any questions for us? Again, if you weren't here in the beginning, I'm just going to show a couple more of the materials that we use. What's up?
I'm going to see if I have. I might have that book cover.
So I have the faux leather. This is the crocodile.
I have to show you my book cover.
Oh, that's so cool.
This is actually just a elastic, hair elastic. It was for just a journal, but it's so easy to do this. I actually hooked it with 3M onto MDF.
Oh, wow.
So you can do that.
Oh my god, I'm gonna be up all night with all these new ideas.
Now what I would do is I would take one of your color board expressions for the inside.
That would be really cool.
And put that to the back, so you'd only need one sided of your board. But especially like, yes.
So
like
how
that.
Cool would that be with that on the outside?
Yes. Oh, and then turn it into a notebook cover. I think that would be amazing.
That would be.
And if you do it, you have to post it and tag it so that I can see it.
Oh my gosh, I have so many projects to try now.
I'm so excited.
Do I have any of the mirror MDF? Do you mean like this. This is the color boards with the fun finishes. I don't have the mirror acrylic with me right now, but they do have mirror acrylic as well.
We do have mirror MDF in our color board effects line.
Yeah, I think that's what she's asking about.
Yeah.
I don't have any with
I have
me,
some
but...
in the other room. If you want to wait, I could go grab a piece.
That's up to you if you...
Okay.
Sure.
Hold on.
All right.
I wasn't thinking about that.
I have used some of the, what would you say? I made a small piece with foil HTV, but oh yeah, already having it done is wonderful. I've used some of those. I did cut out of my dragon file. I know I talk about that one a lot. And it was like scales. The snake pattern was so cool.
Oh, I like that pattern. Okay, so I've obviously used this a lot, but this one's the gold mirror. And this is one-sided. You can get it both sides, but if I'm gluing something on something else, then I would just do one-sided. Yeah. But when you, sorry.
You're okay.
I'm out of breath because I'm like, run. When you cut it, you know, the laser does leave this round, but the best thing about this is it has masking on it. Now, the effects all have masking, but the expressions do not. But this is an effect, and so it has masking. So after, you just peel it off, and it's clean. So
that's amazing.
Yeah. It's all laser safe, and the masking's laser safe. So leave the masking on when you cut it with your laser, and then just peel it off after.
Oh my god, it takes all of the hard parts out of it and then just play.
But I mostly work with mirror acrylic just because I don't know, I get on an acrylic kit.
I love acrylic, but I always have such a hard time getting it just perfect without any like mistakes on the mirror. So that's something that I'm gonna have to try out is the MDF.
Yeah. One thing though, also, like when you engrave mirror acrylic, you engrave it from the back, but like since this has a board in between, you have to engrave it from the front.
Okay, that is good to know.
And so when you engrave it, the engraving has the wood look, not like the mirror doesn't like go all the way through.
Yeah, that makes sense. But that might be helpful if you want it to, you know, like be a little bit darker too. So depending on like the vibe for your project.
Yeah. It actually it engraves really well. It shows up really well.
Oh my goodness. Well, this has been so informative, and I'm so grateful that you joined us tonight. Thank you
so
much.
Sweet to ask me. You're like and anybody hero. I think you're so amazing. One day, if you're ever by me, you need to come paint my wall.
Yes. My job is actually in Arizona, so not this year because I just have so much going on already, but I'm hoping one day when I travel out there, John and I are going to take like a week off and travel into a bunch of places around there, so it'll be closer than I am now.
Well, we would love to meet you and have you paint her wall, but I know that would take a lot of time. You don't have time for that, but anyway.
But even just to meet in person would be pretty cool. I know there's like a lot of I know that one laser conference is coming up, and I'm jealous of everyone going because
I know, right? I just I can't leave to do it. So
much.
But I totally agree with you. It would be fun to meet everybody.
Eventually, a few years down the line, we'll have to make sure there's some sort of a East Coast meetup that I can get to.
Yes, we have to meet. I need to give you a big hug because I feel like we're good friends.
I know we talk every
I don't
day,
know
but
if you
just
feel that way, but I feel like we're good
oh
friends.
yeah.
So.
And I'll be like scrolling through something. I'll be like, "Oh, Kris did this," and my husband will be like, "Oh yeah, Craft Closet." I'm like, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah, everybody knows who you are too.
Well, this has
Anyways,
been so great. We'll have to
thank
do
you.
another live in the future and maybe talk about the different like options that you have for all the different expressions and effects. And I know you have the glow in the dark ones, the UV reactive ones. I think that would be a really fun chat that we could have. So
Okay.
I will
Well,
reach
thanks
out
so
to you about
much.
that. And anyone who's still on here, if you didn't grab those files, I will link them with the replay, and we'd love to see what you create. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Thanks so much.